welcome back to my channel. So today's video is exciting because I'm starting a new video series for the month of June. I'm going to be calling it DIY Bride, which you can tell by the title already, and this is the first video. So basically what that means is this is going to be targeted for people going to weddings this summer, brides, bridesmaids, attending a wedding, whatever it is, and you're not getting your hair and makeup professionally done. I know there's tons of different themes of weddings to do, so that's why I'm focusing one video a week to different styles of weddings. So this tutorial today is just on that classic bride. You can definitely wear this as a bridesmaid, as the bride, as a guest to a wedding. This is just like what I would say is your typical classic bride look. I think it's really nice. You have the volume at the top, you have loose waves, a very subtle smoky eye, a pale pink lip. This is like the epitome of a classic bridal beauty kind of look. So I hope you guys love this series. I know I love recreating kind of wedding looks or inspiration for you guys. Also leave a comment below on a look that you might want to see in this series. I'll try and do it if I have enough time. So today's look is definitely starting with that classic glam bridal look. If you guys want to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. Okay, so starting off with hair, I did already do most of it just for time reasons because it would take really long just to film that section, but I left the top section for you guys to see how I do it because it's really the exact same curl for the rest of the head, just so you can see how I do it. So I just take 2-inch thick pieces like this, and my Helen of Troy, I think it's 1.5 inch curling iron. It really doesn't say, but it's quite big. And taking that piece, wrapping it around and away from my face, all the way to the ends of the hair, holding it there for 8 to 10 seconds. Now taking that same piece, wrapping it around my fingers. So this technique is just going to hold the curl longer because it's setting in place with the heat. Taking a little clip, you can get these at Shoppers Drug Mart or Walmart probably, and just pinning it underneath, and you have it all set. So this is the exact same way I curl my hair in the Big Sexy Hair tutorial that I put up a couple weeks ago, and instead of just leaving it, I'm setting it, so it's the exact same curling technique. So this is how I'd set my hair, and this is just great for the day of the wedding, just so that the curl can last as long as possible, especially for leaving your hair down and curly. Sometimes if the weather is a little humid out, or it's just like not the greatest weather for curly hair and having it down, it can kind of fall. So this kind of helps it stay a little bit longer, also with some hairspray as well. So I also did put my extensions in before I curled it, and they're the Hair Fiend 220 custom colored extensions. I'll leave it in the link below. I always recommend to brides who want to wear their hair down and they don't have like the fullest hair but they have the length to add extensions because it actually holds the curl longer and it just makes it look more full and voluminous with extensions in it. So moving on to my face, I already did my eyebrows and my foundation. For the day of the wedding, you really want to prep your skin, so exfoliate, maybe do a mask the night before. For primer, I just used the Too Faced HangoverX primer just to hydrate and really plump my skin. And then to kind of refine my pores and mattify my skin in areas that I need it, I used the Dior Pore Minimizer primer, and I just put this basically like in my T-zone area, not all over my face. For my foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte 24-hour wear, just because I know it's long wearing and I can trust it. I also do like the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation because it does last very long as well. For our eyes, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I'm going to start off with this color right here, which is a vanilla matte shade, and put that all over my lid. Now taking Milk Chocolate, which is a matte medium brown shade, and just popping that in my crease. Now taking Triple Fudge, which is a dark brown matte shade, and just keeping that at the corner of my eye, creating an outer V. What's left on the brush, just put it on the outer corner of the lower lash line to define it just a little bit more. Now taking the color Champagne Truffle, I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner of the lid just to add a little bit more brightness. Now taking the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Liner, I'm just going to rim from the inner corner to the outer corner and lightly flick it out, but nothing too dramatic. Now I'm just taking my individual medium length lashes and just popping them on and kind of just keeping it more on the outer corner of my lash line. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, I'm just letting the eyelashes set, and then I'll put some mascara on afterwards. I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm going to take my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard and just put it on the high areas of my face and wherever I want to emphasize. So under my eyes, bridge of my nose, my chin, and my forehead. Taking my Real Techniques buffing brush and just putting that into place, and instead of swiping it, I'm just going to really press it in so that it looks very natural and flawless. Now to keep my concealer in place and to really set it, I'm going to do this method called baking. So you can take any translucent powder, the Makeup Forever HD one, the Laura Mercier one, but I'm going to use the CoverGirl one. They're all basically the same thing. And what you do is just take a brush and really dip it into the product. You're going to put lots of it wherever you put your concealer, and this is just going to really keep it as long as possible. It's going to keep it really bright, and it just kind of looks more flawless altogether, and it's really nice on days where you kind of want to look airbrushed. So I just like to do this for events and weddings just because it really does keep your concealer in place. I'm also going to do it in areas that I want to contour. So I normally contour right under my cheekbone, sides of my nose. So wherever I want to highlight, I'm going to put the translucent powder so that it really lifts it and highlights it. So right under my cheekbones, so it shows a little bit more definition when we do our contour. This is obviously not an everyday step, but I think it's really nice to do this for a wedding just because it really shows definition in your face and gives a flawless finish. So obviously if you're in the wedding or the bride, you might want to get a waterproof mascara so that it doesn't run if you end up crying, but I'm just going to use my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara to really amp up my lashes and to blend the false lashes with my natural lash. So when you do your contour on the day of the wedding, especially the bride, you don't want to do a harsh contour because in pictures it might look a little too dramatic and it just doesn't look that natural. I'm just taking my Too Faced bronzer, the darker shade, because some of you guys were asking, it is the darker shade. And this is just a great bronzer because it's matte and you can kind of just buff it into the areas you want to contour, but not too harsh so that it doesn't kind of look overwhelming on your face, and it gives a very natural appearance. Now I'm just going to take off the highlight that we put on, and you can just see it leaves a very natural airbrush finish and kind of just cleans up your contour too. For your blush, it's completely up to you what color you use, but I'm going to take a nice peachy color with a sheen in it, and it's NARS Deep Throat, which is just a really nice color, especially on blue eyes, just because I find it contrasts with the warmer tones in it. For my lip color, I'm just going to keep it very neutral and a pale pink just because I think that looks so bridal and just very soft in pictures as well. So I'm just taking the Essence lip liner in the Nude and outlining my lips. And one of my favorite lip combinations on a bride is MAC Cream Cup and NARS Turkish Delight lip gloss. I just love this combo, and I think this is the perfect bride lip. I'm just taking this Makeup Academy Undress Your Skin highlighter in Iridescent Gold and just putting this on the tops of my cheeks for a little bit of a highlight and in the inner corner of my eyes. Okay, so now that the curls are out, you can see how big and voluminous they are, and the extensions just add so much fullness. That's what I love about them, and it holds a curl for so much longer. So for this look, you can go so many different ways when you wear your hair down for a wedding. You can go like this, just leave it completely down. You can push it to one side, you can push it half up, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna do the traditional like push back sides and then volume at the top. So the way I like to tease the hair is so that it holds as long as possible, is just start in the very back, give the root a little spray, and back comb. You're gonna have a little hump like that, and we're gonna go all the way to about 2 inches from the top of your forehead and just keep doing the same thing. And just do a couple layers at the side as well. And we're done! Oh my goodness, this would be way too much volume, unless you really like volume. I can't even look at myself seriously. Okay, so we're just gonna tame this down a bit by lightly brushing through. I like to take out a couple pieces to frame my face so that it's not too slicked back. I just like to smooth the section that I'm going to put back. So just like a good front section of your hair. And just kind of take that and lightly twist it, and you're just going to pop it underneath the side where the volume really starts at the top so that it's kind of hidden. So this is the final look. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you and you learned something. Give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye!